happens to me a lot.
See what he does, which they all do when they're learning. They'll break over with the head and neck too much, or they'll obviously get a little high. And that's just the stage he's at. 'Cause see, he's a naturally very high-headed horse, you know?
Yep.
So what they all have to learn is when you first, with any horse, I don't care if it's a Western Pleasure, park horse, I don't care what it is, they all have to learn to soften down low, and then you come up in increments, because they can never soften up high unless they know how to soften down low. And today is working out pretty good right now. I mean, because I'm giving him a chance, because I've gotten after him for a little while, and coming out here right now, he's, I'm letting him just let down. I mean, I didn't know I was going to be doing this, until you start messing with him, right?
Right.
So this is a good opportunity for me to just let him down, to where he doesn't think that I'm just going to be constantly schooling on him. Man, these gnats are getting me. I'm sure they're getting him pretty good. So he's starting to think forward now, because when I got done just doing that little bit with my leg, he was thinking, well, I think I'm going to go. And of course I was totally relaxed and I didn't want him to, so he didn't. But big thing when I first started riding, if I hadn't lined him, it would have been a lot more difficult. was getting him to actually go forward the way I needed him to. It's that front end you gotta work on.
Move it over.
Yeah. And when we're doing that, you know, you have to think forward enough to where when they soften and then they'll step over, more correct. But it's just a lot of timing, but it's easy. Well, you can see where, I mean, he's got this at that stage. He's not trying to be bad with his head and neck. It's just that he's got to learn that he can't just do that. I remember when I first started lining, and I know you're very familiar with this, is that when his head went up, he was definitely hollowed out in that back. I mean, you can't soften a horse up if their heads, if they're hollowed out in their back.